Hello, hello, hello once more, and welcome back to the Mewtalisk's quests through the dungeon. This is Life 1 of the Cat of Nine Tails run, and thus far, it is going pretty well. In part 1, we went ahead and memorized all of the key spells from the first book, the Wizard book, and brought them up to excellent, which is nice. And we've also got conjurations at a reasonable level, and I'm beginning to cross-train into hexes and, or not cross-train, multi-train into hexes, while constantly building my summonings, which is my primary damage source. So, without further ado, on we go. Now, I've already explained in the previous vid how you can equip imps, or you can order imps to equip themselves. Really, any intelligent imp you have, but any intelligent ally you have. But, you know, imps are the most common at this point in the game. One thing I wanted to talk about, while the action is still relatively tepid as opposed to serious and intense, is the different imps that you can summon early game and what their relative uses are. So you got the default imp, which is the Crimson Imp that I just summoned, that red one, and frankly, if I could somehow turn off that summon, I probably would. It's basic, is what it is. It blinks more often than most of the other imps, even though some other imps are capable of blinking. It doesn't have an abnormally high amount of health or anything. The key things that make it stand out are that its item usage. It will pick up items more frequently, in my experience, than your run-of-the-mill imp will. But that's not even a huge boon, in my opinion, because it's a summon. So it's gonna appear and disappear. It's not like it's going to stay equipped and continue to do what it wants with that weapon. So, yeah, definitely not of the opinion that the Crimson Imp is the most useful, but it's a good fighting imp, and considering it's a 2-mana spell, you can fairly easily, even early on, get a nice, a reasonably large number of them going for you. Okay, I actually have to focus because I'm dying here. This Orc Warrior is throwing stuff at me. That stuff is causing damage from range, which I can't deal with. He's thrown 2 spears and likely has a third. I don't have any major damage mechanism to deal against him right now, because all I have is Magic Dart. I have plenty of mana, medium health, and this entire up left is unknown to me, so retreating that direction is a bad idea. I don't know for sure whether or not this orc wizard was ever killed, but it looks like it was. That's the situation. What I'm going to do, I'm going to step this way. That should break line of sight around this corner pretty effectively. He'll immediately probably walk to here to try and chase me. I'll cast Mephitic Cloud in this direction to confuse him, and then I'll go this way and this way. That will extend the amount of time I have maximally, and then I'll run upwards to escape. If all goes well, Mewtalisk should escape this situation fairly comfortably. So, to begin, break line of sight. Mephitic Cloud failed. Let's try again. Okay, this time it went off. Sure enough, he's confused, and again, remember how I said I hadn't explored this way so I wasn't walking that direction? Sure enough, there was a frog waiting for me. I have very low mana at this point, and I need to escape somewhere. This is a down staircase. Ideally, I would like to go up if possible. There's 2 up staircases in that direction, 1 in this direction. I am here. If I go here first, maybe I can make it towards this downstairs. So that's the plan. Okay, it looks like this is actually working. And apparently somewhere else something died, so I got, you know, more experience. Always a plus. Let's use slow against the frog. Crap, it didn't work. Gotta work on Mephitic. Okay, good. I really shouldn't be fighting him. I have 2 little mana and 2 little health to be picking a fight at this point. I should just continue retreating. But, I don't know. I'm greedy. And I saw a frog that was about to die, and I was like, hey, frog's gotta die. So, I've already discussed that one imp with you. This is the next imp, the white imp. White imps can attack with Bolt of Frost, which is a moderately effective attack. It also gives you, as I mentioned in the last vid, early access to an ice attack, which is nice against cold-blooded creatures. In my opinion, and this is strictly subjective, I haven't got any math to back it up, the white imp's ice attacks tend to hit more often than the crimson imp's unarmed attacks. Now the crimson imp's higher level attacks, they hit more often, sure. Dodge-wise, I feel like they're on the same page, and I'm just, I'm a sucker for magic. I like magic stuffs. All told, if I get a white imp, I consider it a plus compared to getting a crimson imp, but, neither of them have anything specifically potent. If you don't need ice in specific, getting a white imp isn't all too helpful. Okay. It looks like this floor is cleared, so going further down. And the next imp of the possible 4 is still not summoned after 10 attempts. So, yeah, as you can see, by far these are the most common, especially at lower spell power levels. I've noticed, and again, subjective, haven't done the math, that you're more likely to get better imps at higher summoning levels. I'm gonna let him get the corpse, that's fine. He'll get a little bit of EXP, or HP back, and then... it's just that I don't really need any of the stuff that he's... Okay, well, now I'm just bleeding M mana against this guy. Backing up. Backing up. This is an excuse to get my mana back, really. Now, I'm going to wait here at the corridor. I'm going to try and get a 3v1 going against the slime. And now, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down to swap places with the imp. Have them all focus fire on him at the same time. The ice of the white imp is going to be more effective against a slime creature, hopefully. And yeah, there we go. Got him. Notice how also I hit T and F to order them to follow me when the slime was crippled, so that I'd be more likely to get the last hit and get the experience, which is kind of the goal. Okay, still haven't seen the last imp type, so I will hold off on explaining him until I can bring him in. For now, there's a really tempting spell book up north. I say tempting because at this point I only have, like, nothing of worth spell-wise. Just my basic wizard book, and anything is tempting. Sticks to snakes, petrify, polymorph, other, degeneration, ignite poison. Of these, the ignite poison is the only one that catches my eye. I'm gonna have to see how easy it would be for me to train that up, because it's a level 5 spell in 2 schools. Neither of those schools have I attempted thus far. But ignite poison alone can make can really put the hurt on poison enemies. Ignite poison plus Mephitic Cloud can put the hurt on any enemy. So, very cool. Running, 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 running. I'm doing this just because my mana is so low. Okay, time to summon another imp. Yay, we got a cool imp. This is my favorite imp of the lot, the Shadow Imp. As I discussed in the last video, he can cast Animate Dead, which can give you permanent zombie allies. This is not a good time for me to get him because I don't have any... Crap, here are the corpses. I didn't have any corpses nearby over there. I'm gonna just run away. And a good thing I did too, I lost 25 health going up that staircase. Okay, the last imp type is this guy, the Iron Imp. He has a lot more HP and slightly worse dodge than, what the hell did I do that for? There we go. I don't know for sure, but I feel like if you kill those things before they have the chance to smooth at all, you don't get any experience, and I like getting experience. Strength again. Okay. So, let's... I wanna get hexes up to at least 7. Or 6. 6 I'll settle for. So I'm gonna leave it on. And perhaps slow down my my training of other schools. Running. So far Mewtalisk has been performing very well, and this is frankly very typical of what's going to happen in your if you try to run a similar build as I'm doing now, a wizard cat who then focuses on summoning later on. Yeah, in the beginning you're forced to play this conjurer and you're using subpar spells, which you can get away with because the game is still so early on. And if you have the time and energy to do stuff like that, micromanage to try and get extra experience, you'll be, it'll pay off in the long run. Okay, Ice Beast is going to be a pain, so let's use slow against him first, and then summon a couple allies to improve my damage output. Because they are going to deal more damage than I would have gotten just pegging him with Magic Dart alone. Now that he's retreating, got him. Yeah, Ice Beasts as a pure conjurer have always been extremely difficult for me, and that's why it's so liberating to be playing this hybrid conjurer slash summoner early game and then just pure summoner later on. Although I must say, I'm kind of getting disturbed that I found so little. I mean, I guess I found an early temple, so, it's kind of lucky that I found that, but considering that I'm on floor 7, I really want to be finding the lair sooner rather than later at this point. And yeah, I mentioned in my intro vid that that stealth, you get kind of this innate bonus just for being a Felid. And the more I play, the more sure I become of this, that this is actually a real thing. I'm going to try and, I'll try and point it out to you every time it becomes relevant. But, yeah, you can go with untrained stealth for a while and still get a stealthy boost, or stealthy lead on enemies fairly often. Beautiful, I got a Shadow Imp here, so the more corpses these guys drop, the more zombie allies I should eventually be able to get on this. Wow, they didn't drop a single one. That's just bad luck. Still none. Damn. Okay. Standard tactics should do fine here. Oh, come on. I have so low health right now, it's not even funny. Again, definitely making use of the fact that I can hide behind my allies to get up close and dirty and then back off. Okay. Yeah. There's really not much to say at this point. I'm just doing exactly what the usual conjurer thing is. Run around, shoot stuff, Mephitic Cloud to help. The only exception being that now I'm capable of doing this and attempting to slow down an enemy and then running away because I have hexes +4 with a cat. Nope. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna want to have a couple allies. Killing these slimes can be very tedious alone, and you often just don't have the mana to finish the job. Okay, there we go. Bunch of levels improved. Hexes is at 6. I'm just gonna turn it off for now because I'm kind of eager to focus down getting my spell power up higher. Ultimately, these are going to be my primary damage sources. Magic Dart is nearing max power. When it hits max power, I'm going to shift to prioritizing... let me explain. Right now, I'm prioritizing spellcasting over summoning, 66 to 33 split. Once my conjuration, my basic conjuration is maxed out on spell power alone, there's very little reason to not prioritize summonings over everything else, since summonings is my ultimate source of damage. Oh, wow. One smite, and I'm down to 17 health. This is a very bad situation for me. There's pretty much no correct answer to how to play here. I could take a potion of healing. That's probably the safest move. I could, if I blink, there's a 50-50 chance I'll move into range, 50-50 chance I'll move out of range. Those are really bad odds. If I walk 1, 2, I can break line of sight conveniently. But if I walk back 1, both of these guys get a shot at smiting me, and if either of them hits for even close to as much damage as that first one did, I'll die. Frankly, backing off, I most likely will be just fine. But because I'm recording this run, I don't want to, like, you know, play suboptimally and just hope for luck. So let's go ahead and play optimally. I'm going to go ahead and take a health potion. The odds of them both getting such a massive hit on me are minuscule. And after I'm done with that, I'll evaluate whether or not they're within mephiticable range. So, quaff, heal. Neither of them, in fact, got a shot off. This means that I now have enough positional power that I can start doing stuff. I'm going to go ahead and mephitic, and wouldn't you know it, one of them walks into range. They're both mephiticked. It's time to start pegging them. And because he's by deep water, he should probably drown. Let's go ahead and try and regen some mana. Just hiding off to the side. Yeah. So again, notice how at no point did I ever need to use that heal potion. I could have been just fine without it. But I took the time and explained. They both had a fair shot of mephiticking me. I couldn't, or not mephiticking, of smiting me. And even if the risk was, you know, 1 in 10 or whatever, or 1 in... Let's say there's a 1 in 3 chance that they would mephitic, and a 1 in 2 chance that it would do enough damage to scare. That's a 1 in 6 chance of dying that I can completely remove just by taking a heal potion. Kinda hard to see the logic in not taking that heal potion. Now, when you're playing casually, yeah, you kind of want to conserve your resources or whatever, and you don't want to, you know, you don't want to take the time and energy to play right when you can just play fast. But since I'm recording this run, and this is part of a long-running run, it pays to play correctly. And correct play is to say, I'm going to not use that health potion later, I'm going to use it now when it's, you know, it gives me a lot more insurance. On the flip side, now, I'm just cleaning up shop against all of these orcs. I'm guessing, oh crap. Walked into range and got smited. No matter, he's hiding behind water. My guess is he has a mirror here who's doing the same. So I'm just going to nicely stay out of range, get all my health back. Bet you can't do that twice in a row, idiot. He drowns. I back off. You I'm going to kill straight up. I don't want to drown you. Drowning's too good for you. Okay. I'm at low health, so let's stop being arrogant. You guys will definitely notice this in my play, that I vacillate between being risk-averse and risky. And that's the reason why I've never beaten the game, because in order to beat this game, you kind of have to play a safe game the whole time through. Okay, so thus far, you'll notice that I'm summoning but not relying on my summons. This is how I recommend doing it. If I was playing this as a summoner, like right now, and I didn't want to do this half-C conjurator thing, what I'd do is I would immediately sick my minions on stuff. The reason I'm not playing it that way is because I know that I'm going to get a huge experience hit eventually when when I'm using summons constantly just to deal with threats. And I'm trying to delay that. Having a minion at my back means that when this happens, I can always retreat towards my minions. Okay, what we have here is 25 to 30 orcs in tight proximity with 1 jelly and 1 orc warrior, possibly 2, a second that we can't see. I have no superpowered abilities, just my basic abilities. In all fairness, I probably won't be able to win this fight straight up. I'll probably have to drain them once, then run away and recover. Nearest exit is here. Retreat path, I'm not sure if this is a retreat path. This is a retreat path around the long way. And, oh, there's another exit that way too. So that's kind of the plan, is we're going to do as much damage as we can, then we're going to run away. Open with Mephitic, no question about it. That should stall them by the door for quite a while. And I'm actually going to take the time to make a couple imps, just so that I have them available for when, sure enough, the most dangerous, non-Mephiticable enemy comes to the front. Again, want to keep a constant Mephitic on that door. And actually, I'm going to sick my imps backwards against the Scorpion, because he's the most dangerous enemy right now. And I can't afford to step away from this door and let them filter out willy-nilly. So, yeah. Okay, the doorway is clear, so I'm going to get a deep Mephitic in as well. And actually, you know what? One more. So now, the entire 4x4 squares here are like doubly Mephitic and very, very much confused poisoned. Unfortunately, the doors, I was going to close the door on them, but I can't do that now because the door has been blocked. And enemies are starting to pile up behind me. I have two choices. I can walk forwards, pick up the dagger, walk backwards, and close the door. But in that much time, a lot of things can go wrong. The Scorpion can step in behind me and get a sting off. One of these guys can come to their senses. One of them can accidentally club me. I don't want to take all of those risks. Another alternative would be to summon more imps and hope one of them happens to pick up the dagger. Again, that's a long shot. I think what I'm really going to do is focus on killing the Scorpion. I do not want to be poisoned while I'm busy. And the Mephitic will hold what's inside for a while. No damage. That's kind of sad. Okay, this is not going well. Summoning another imp and sicking all my imps on the Scorpion, so focus. And now finally the Scorpion gets a hit and I'm poisoned, so I'm going to have to run. Let's hope that in this time the Mephitic's held the door for me. It looks like it may have. Yes. Yes, the orcs have not filtered out throughout the level. That's the key thing. Let's get off another Mephitic against... I think that's the vast majority of them. Now, what would be beautiful is if I could get a one of those imps that casts Animate Dead, Shadow Imp or whatever, because then all of the orcs could wake up and fight on my side. There's one of them. Let's try and get him in. Let's. I'm gonna sick the imps on whoever they can reach as an excuse to keep them in range. And oh crap! I just got hit. So I have to now play it safe. Sending in the imps. And with any luck, there we go. Shadow Imp surrounds, waves his arms, and the dead are walking, and I have multiple orc allies now. Okay, it looks like, thanks to that one resurrect, I'm actually going to win this encounter straight up. Yep. 25 orc nest has been cleared. I'm gonna eat like one of the corpses just because I can, and you know, finish up my healing inside here. And you'll look at just what a massive army I've acquired thanks to that like 1 or 2 Animate Dead casts. This is costing me a decent amount of piety to regen all of that, but I don't really care. Spellcasting up, summoning's up, that's wonderful. I'm gonna turn on dodge now so that I can gradually build my defenses. Okay, that concludes my time for now, so take care. This has been Mewtalisk doing his run, Cat of 9 Lives, Life 1, and it's still going strong. Look forward to seeing you guys later. Bye.